ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is me, Dukect here, live, once again this Thursday evening on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me here on TalkShoe.com. Yes, we have a lot of things to talk about here, a lot of interesting stuff here, including a little bit of beach balls, a little, bit of the Warner Brothers, talk a little about the Joker, Batman, every little thing each way under the sun. We are going to be talking about this at nauseum, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to call in and be a part of the craziness, remember the phone number is for the live show is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444 to call in and to connect to me, Dukect. The call ID is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Thank you again for listening. And wow, what a week, ladies and gentlemen. What a week in the world of professional wrestling. A world that we have many good things, many interesting things. Many good things. Stay up a little bit. There we are. Much better. Yeah, much, much better. One more time. There we are. Live, everybody. We'll make sure everyone here is nicely heard and nicely here just to make sure we get the crisp and great mic work, as I always try to do. Always want to make sure that the mic work is the best work here live on the Dukect Lounge. All right. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of that WWE wrestling. The 4 nights, ladies and gentlemen, of WWE in New York, mostly in the Barclays Center. And I have to say, well, I didn't watch much of NXT because, quite honestly, I'm quite bored of it. And then you have the whole Ring of Honor explosion there. I don't care for Red Dragon. I never did. I just didn't really like. I tried watching. I just didn't care for them. That's just me. If you like them, that's great. That's awesome. But for me though, it just didn't work out. This didn't work out. And then you have Adam Cole, who I just didn't really care for Adam Cole at all. He just seems like just a very medium fish in a medium pond that is Ring of Honor. And now he goes to WWE and everyone's like, Adam Cole, baby. And if you're a fan of him, that's great. That's awesome. And if you love him, go right ahead, say he's great. But for me, I just didn't care for him at all. And once then again, I only barely watch bits and pieces, and I don't care for watching NXT. But what I did do, I did watch a little bit of SummerSlam. I was doing a little bit of what was the word? Oh yes, doing a little bit of live streaming when it was a little live streaming and such, and missed the pre-show because I don't care about the pre-show because, like I always say about pre-shows, if they were important, they would be on the main show. That's my thing. Anyway, Neville wins back his championship. Yay. So we have more of that great reign. You have the tag team titles change back hands again because, hey, 50-50 booking, that always works, right? Because, hey, what's increased drama by just passing titles back and forth and back and forth? Worked in the Attitude Era. Yeah, that's the one thing that really helped the Attitude Era. Just having title belts just swing round and round, back and forth, and everything else. Wasn't interesting characters or storylines or things like that. But no, it was basically just hot potatoing the championship. Anyway, the show itself, I saw some good stuff here, some good matches. I saw a bit of the Raw Women's match, which I thought was okay. I did see the tag team match. Oh boy, the Raw tag match. Oh gosh, really good stuff, including the beach ball. And that best incident there, you have Cesaro going into the crowd and ripping it apart, the beach ball, which is, that was, so many people were happy about that. So many people in the crowd, and so many people It's funny how people in the crowd liked it, seemed to like it. Loved the beach ball, but yet loved seeing someone rip it apart. I have no idea what's going on here anymore. It doesn't make any logical sense. And again, do most wrestling fans have that logical sense? I'm sorry. There I go again. I need to be more, be more considerate. And, I apologize for that. But I just don't understand why just to do all that. Why do all this crazy stuff to bring in these type of other things just to entertain yourselves? I don't understand this. Why? If you go to the event, if you just watch your favorite wrestler and then just leave if you're just tired of watching. No one's forcing you to sit down and watch crappy entertainment. No, seriously, you could just pick up and go. You don't want to put in a heartache, especially, or worse, try to ruin the event for other people around. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, it was the SummerSlam for the most part. Well, uneasy. Then the main event happened, which was a lot better than the other main event that we had last year. Lesnar, Strowman, Reigns, and Joe. I thought Joe was going to win. I thought Joe was going to actually look pretty. I mean, he looked good here. I thought Joe was going to win, but Lesnar winning, whatever. Fine. And then Strowman going after Lesnar. I don't want that. I want Strowman to go after the Intercontinental title. I mean, to me, have him go for the Intercontinental title. I would have had Joe win here. Do a double turn. Joe beats Reigns and then he loses it. Have the Usos come in, convince Roman Reigns and all this stuff. Talk all that stuff about the Uso pen or whatever. And then you build that up. You build and him basically realizing he's becoming more and more dispassionate and everything. And then have that heel turn. And boom. And just tell him to chill with his cousins or something like that. That sort of thing. The Usos. And just have them run roughshod, even though people are probably sick and tired of the heels running roughshod. Yeah, that's another issue. And I know most people are probably tired of that storyline. Because I'm tired of that. And it's funny how in an era when you have unlikely heroes teaming up, you don't see that more often. I mean, we saw a little bit of it in Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Why don't we see that more often? I mean, you see shows like you have movies and shows like the heroes of the CW universe teaming up. You see Marvel Avengers and such, they team up. You see Justice League, different heroes teaming up. That's what the main thing is, people teaming up. Why is that WE? It just seems that we have to go to the villains phase. And speaking of this, it just screams out that WE just, and the fan base just doesn't know what they want. I don't really know what the WE fans want anymore. Is that, when you have a decent match between Jason Jordan and Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw, which, was decent in some places, but I didn't really care for most of it. You had a beach ball going over when you have a beach ball, ladies and gentlemen. A beach ball, which another one, and they actually acknowledge it, which was stupid. The WWE, you can't keep doing this type of stuff. You have to have a hard line rule on this. Is that you have a beach ball going with Jason Jordan and Finn Balor having this pretty decent match. They don't care about, you have beach balls going around, people flying with beach balls, doing all this type of stupid stuff on it. It doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't make any logical sense to have anyone say, oh, I'm for wrestling. I want wrestling. And when you have a wrestling match, oh, look, beach balls. Same for the cruiserweights, too. They don't give a damn. The Smarks, I know there are a lot of people. I count myself one of them, but some of them, and I know it's identity politics or whatever, this thing, that, the other. But sometimes you just gotta call some groups out and saying, "Oh, we love pro wrestling. We like the work rate of wrestlers." And yet, when you have guys, in the cruiserweight division, which is some people call it the work rate division or whatever you want to call it, it is basically a quiet crowd, or if it's a quiet crowd, it's basically people chanting about beach balls, or they're tossing beach balls to entertain themselves. So here you are, if you're a wrestler or someone else, like say I'm busting my butt to get to this position, and yet I get to fans chanting for beach balls or Randy, I'm making them about themselves, chanting "We are awesome" and stuff. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic and sad that that these fans, have this. They think they are just this whole, want to make the show out of themselves. And you know what? It's something I talked about this. I think Chris Lee Moore and other people have talked about this as well. In their podcast, Reason Talk podcast, a wrestling podcast they did with Writer's Block, and I think he John Weber John Paul Weber from I think the Punchline. Yes, they did this and they talked about this subject as well. And I want to throw my 2 cents in it. And I always said myself it, but it just seems to me the hypocrisy of how are you as fans to come in and keep chanting for one wrestling, and when wrestling get to you, you tossing beach balls, make it about yourselves, doing all this type of crazy stuff that basically takes away from the action. And it was some people, that was cute for the first, but now it's getting annoying. And the WWE is feeding into this behavior. Because, hey, we're getting their money, right? No, it makes them feel like their entitlement to basically be a part of the audience. And but to be a part of the show. And in some cases, yes, they are part of the show, being, the audience and everything else, knowing who's the villain or hero, cheering for the people they like, booing the people they don't like, and this, that, and the third. But just for them trying to really put their more stamp on it, trying to put more to take over what the, try to be so overcompassing type of thing with this, with them trying, we are awesome and trying to make the show out of themselves. I hate that. No, just no. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's how fans are nowadays. But maybe I'm getting a little too. Some say I'm being hard on fans and such. But it's funny because I was on the Freaking Awesome Network the Freaking Awesome Network boards, and I'll put the link in the description about this person who was on the board. She said this quote. The thread is called "After Smackdown Tonight, I think I'm done going to WWE Live." And the reason why is because you had this person was called a racial slur for wearing a Roman shirt and screaming for him, cheering for him, and a grown man cussing a child for the same thing, just harassing people for just wearing a Roman Reigns shirt, and and same thing for kids. And I sit here and I'm like, really? That to me just shows like the entitlement of fans, and when I look at that, I'm like, you're just pushing more people away, and especially some of the other stories you see here. You had, like, for example, one person. I know this is like anecdotal or whatever evidence, but it's interesting. And I like this one, this right here, and it's pretty much right here. Is that they have WWE has this woman actually points out, a lot of people are pointing out saying that they encourage this Marcus fan to shot at him, and that's what I'm saying. They encourage, WWE has encouraged this behavior to force this atmosphere back when John Cena and and everything else, and that sort of thing. And even better, when you play with this type of stuff, and it's just that when you have worse. And no, let me just see what is that? Where was it? Page 1. Let me look at it. Right here. It's this one right here. Is this person right here, and I'll put the story here. says, sad thing is, as I just quote, sad thing is that this is not necessarily just an anti-Reigns thing, nor is it new. I remember watching a clip overall a few years back, and there was a sign from someone who claimed an anti-Cena fan dumped beer on his kid who was cheering for Cena. Yeah, you look at that, I was like, that's when I really started to just start. I mean, that was, back in 2006. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen? The good old days of 2016, 6 and 7. You say Cena was the worst thing ever and everything was horrible. I mean, I just stopped doing that. I felt like, man, I was like, a dumb young person back then. And, man, if I stopped the Cena hate around 2010, I think, or 11. Maybe I do have my whole hashtag Breakfast Club rule. Thank you, LTRS, for that. Nice hashtag, by the way. Go check them out. They're actually pretty good. But I don't hate on John Cena fans or anything else. I would never do that. And I always stress, I mean, I would like, how would you feel if someone is your kid? If you're watching someone like Hulk Hogan and then someone spilled beer on you or cussed you out for someone saying you like Hulk Hogan or The Rock or Austin or, Sting or Ric Flair or, Goldberg, saying, having that type of just terrible stuff people say to you as a child and, someone spilling beer on you, that right there, that whole, and there's a reason why there are people who are just the, Facebook groups called Rise of the Anti-Smarks, or people are just tired. They're tired of this. They're tired of this behavior, and they're tired of this crappy and horrible behavior of what fans. They think that they have this whole, they believe they have a consequence-free environment. They believe that they can do what they want, and even better for them, WWE will acknowledge and egg this on. The WWE has their fingerprints on this and stoking the fires of this. They have stoked the fires of this. They have pushed people into these non-winnable situations, and I feel terrible for guys like Roman Reigns, John Cena, all those people. What do you want Roman Reigns to do back in like 2013 or 4? Say no? No. Let's put everyone else. I don't want to be the big guy. I don't want to have the brass ring. I know some people would say, I'd be great. You had Ambrose. You had Ambrose. And what he gave you? He gave you the worst Monday Night Raw rating ever. Same for Reigns. Same for Seth Rollins. And I don't blame part of me doesn't want to blame them, because at the end of the day, it's the WWE how they present them, how they present the WWE. WWE presents them, how they are portrayed in storylines, how they're portrayed with their characters, and all that stuff. That's right there. Because if you're portrayed to be as a fool, you're portrayed to be look like a buffoon, or if you act like an ass and no one actually like, oh, well, I have to deal with. No, it's just that type of, that type of that's stupid. But it just seems like when you have that type of the storylines and everything else, if you're not portrayed well, you're not gonna get anywhere in the world WWE. And the fans, even still, look at Bray Wyatt and such. Bray Wyatt looks like a complete failure, and yet the fans still cheer for him. And all these other people, I think MTO I'll review, said this as well, and it is something that a lot of people seem to not grasp. They don't see that, it just seems like it's just you have to be a great wrestler. In fact, that's not enough for fans now. They're putting in beach balls, which WWE has banned. But you know what? That's nice, you banned it. But you know what? You're putting up Facebook, Twitter. You say the beach ball returns and all that type of BS. that sort of stuff. You're acknowledging it. I don't see the positive of trying to egg these people on. Don't egg them on. You've already egged them on enough, and it's going to get, honestly, it just seems that WWE could be doing better, with wrestlers and stuff I get. But when you start to encourage this type of behavior, you start encouraging people chanting, "We are awesome," putting up beach balls, doing the wave, doing all these things just to entertain themselves. Like, yeah, they're in the show. No, it takes away from the people actually doing the stuff in the ring. It just makes me glad I have shows like Lucha Underground I can sit back and watch. They had a really good show. You had some good matches, good stories, really good stories that actually continue if you watch the shows. Wrestling is there for you, but again, it's the storylines that bring you back. And all this in under an hour. All this under an hour. What is that? It doesn't make any, it shouldn't make any sense that how this small show, Lucha Underground, can just continue to kick WWE's ass in the storyline department. It shouldn't, because WWE is, they're the king of the mountain. They're the top guys. They got more shows. They got all this other stuff, but yet this 1 hour show on El Rey Network is just beating them down. Not just in wrestling quality, but also in storylines. The WWE needs to start checking themselves. They need to do better. And I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. Because again, hey, they could be as top guys they want. They're doing the same mistakes what WCW did back when around 99, 2000, and everything else. They make fun of WCW, but yet they're doing the same damn things. Same damn things. Oh, gosh, this company. Oh, man. But you know what? You get the audience you deserve, WWE. Keep doing this. Keep pushing people away. Because eventually you're going to have that small, smart audience that's just going to be bagging up beach balls. And they're going to be chanting their own stuff. And meanwhile, your profits are going to keep going smaller and smaller and smaller. But hey, like I said, you get the audience you deserve. Anyway, I'm going to take a small break here, and up next I'm going to be talking about some interesting Warner Brothers news and talk about rumors and all this stuff about Joker and all that stuff about this Batman and everything else down in DCU or anything else. We'll talk all about that more right after this. Before we do, we're going to get into a little bit of music. Let's look into another music. Let's do some what type of stuff here? Ooh, how about a little bit of Mega Man X series? Mega Man X, Maverick Rising from OCRemix.com. Go check it out. The album's up there. And we're going to be listening into, let's see. Let's see. Where are we going to listen for this album? Let's see. Towering Revolution. We haven't been there in a while. We haven't listened to that in a while. So we're going to listen to that here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for being here with me, Duke CT. We're right back right after this. are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We got some little bit of breaking news, though. Breaking news right now that Asuka is going to relinquish the NXT Women's Championship. That since she is injured, since she has been injured, she has a broken collarbone. She will she cannot compete for the NXT. She has to relinquish the title because she was hurt during NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. So, yeah. Again, funny enough, this is, again, they could have ended this if they would have had Asuka lose the championship to Ember Moon, but no, they don't. They're just going to keep her undefeated, making NXT women look completely and utterly toothless. And congratulations, WWE, you're damn on goofed again. So, yes. So, yeah, it's dumb. You can't really get your way out of this. So, yeah. It's just you know what? Again, it makes the whole entire women's division look like a completely weak. And there it is. So, yeah. Good job, WWE. Just good job with that women's division in NXT. Just wow. Yeah. Again. Or worse, that the injury is not that terrible. And they're going to put her up in the main roster, and that's pretty much it. It's not anyone else. So, yeah. She's going to be on Monday Night Raw and basically not job the belt, and they're going to keep her undefeated until maybe, in a point, and have her lose the match, have her first loss be on a random Raw because, law, who cares? But hey, that's WE for you. That's WE. I don't know how to book anything. But anyway, speaking of crazy and nonsensical bookings and weird odd placements, let's talk about the DC movie universe. Oh, geez Louise. Oh, man, the DC movie universe. I don't want to bash Destroyer because I like some of these things. I do. But yeah, this stuff right here is just really is confusing now. They're doing all this other stuff here. All this other stuff. First off, you have Batman, who's like, quote, not part of the whole DC universe and such. It's gonna be some people are saying this, but yet here's what it is. Quote, what Matt Reeves said. Supposedly, the director says, the Batman, the movie, is not part of the DC Extended Universe. Ooh, a bunch of clickbait and such. In fact, he says right here in a quote, he's been working on revamping the Batman after the original director. Here's the slashfilm.com article. I'll put the link in the description. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It says, quote, he says, he wants to make a vision of a noir-driven detective Batman film. He says, I quote, well, I have a vision for a way to do something with the character that feels like it resonates with me and personally, and a receptor that can grow out into other things. When Warner Brothers approached me, what they said, look, it's a standalone, it's not part of the extended universe. And yeah, they said that pretty much, it looks like it's going to be supposedly a standalone. It's saying that, it looks like they're going to, it's going to be somewhere that just is going to be an isolated place. That supposedly it's not going to be a part of the main line. Like, it's just going to be like a really standalone place. Like, some people just because in the article itself it says, well, pretty much it's going to be like, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, which pretty much are standalone for the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because if maybe in that type of standalone, not like it's going to be completely separate, But yeah, you can see it's there, but it's not going to be a main part of the entire DC universe, which I think that's in the end of the day will be better because again, I think there should be some standalone films that can stand on their own merit instead of you actually sitting down and watching 500 films just to watch one show or something, watch one movie. No, you got to do all this type of stuff like in the Marvel universe, which I think is a negative because you don't really have any meat in most of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. The last film that really had any meat was Captain America Winter Soldier, that mainline Captain America Winter Soldier. I felt that was the last one we really had some meat. Civil War, I think was okay, but I think it lacked a little bit of the punch that Winter Soldier had. I think it was too crowded. Spider-Man Homecoming sucked. It was terrible. I still will print that out. But yeah, it just seems like they're trying to do a standalone, type of, have them, flourish creatively and not be weighed down with this world building foreshadowing, which when you look at it, can really set back many, many good, if not great films. And that's what the thing is. So I think that's what's going to happen here. But here's something more interesting. That they're going to do a Joker origin movie, by the way. And this is something, whoa, and a lot of people are like, wow, what? The Joker. Oh, geez. Gosh. No, just no. I don't want to have a Joker origin story because I'm tired of, personally, I don't want any movies about Batman's Rogues Gallery anymore. There are other people in the DC universe, especially in the animated universe, that they could actually use. Instead, it's just Batman, Bat-Villain, Batman, Bat-Villain. Enough. And I'm just tired of it. In fact, I didn't even go and get the new one that dropped today. I mean, Batman and Harley Quinn. I didn't watch that. I'm not going to watch or pay any money to it. I'm getting sick of it, and I'm not giving DC any more of my money until they actually stop this Batman fetish thing. Heck, I might even stop going to the DC movies if they're going to keep doing this stuff. If they're going to keep going with the Batman this whole Batman thing, they need to drop Batman permanently. And just not permanently, just drop him for a while. That's what they need to do. Drop him for a while, be like, okay, here's the other people here. Push Wonder Woman 2. I think that people will want to see that. Stop pushing Flash. Flash doesn't even have a director yet. Why is that's not a thing. Go start doing Green Lantern. Man of Steel 2. You gotta start doing the other stuff. Just de-emphasize the Batman. We need to stop looking at Batman anymore. I think we need to stop the layout of the Batman and the Bat-Villains, personally. I hope they could do something good, making something interesting, fine. And actually make Batman into an actual detective, which would be something really good in the movies, because he hasn't been a detective. He's just the guy dressed up with a bat and beats people up. One of the main draws of Batman, which I can't believe I have to say is that he is a detective. He figures out crimes. He sits and plots and plans, that sort of thing. And you can do that. But it seems to me that they've seen the but DC seems to forget that. My real hope is that they start realizing, hey, there's other people in the DC universe they can make movies and be more fun with. In fact, I don't know what they're going to do with that Shazam movie. Is The Rock still doing it? Is The Rock doing that? I don't know. DC needs to get their act together. Because I'm honestly thinking, I think that for the most part, Wonder Woman has made over $800 million. Over $800 million. One of the biggest openings for an origin movie of all. One of the biggest. Not as big as Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man back in 2002, but it's real close. It's good. I mean, they might hit that $1 billion mark soon. Maybe, but I don't know. But overall, Wonder Woman was a huge, huge success. And I think they should start looking at that, and I think they're trying to reshape that with Justice League. Here's hoping they start doing these things instead of doing all this stupid stuff with Joker, Harley Quinn, with that idiotic romance and stuff. They need to stop. And by the way, I know people will be like, oh, they don't get... You know why they have to do that, right? Because if they had any inkling of Joker and the true type of the storyline Harley Quinn has to go through with Joker, if they put that on screen, there'll be people out there. Oh, I can just see the C's and C's of feminists, SJWs would be funny enough. There'd be fans too, be like, no, why are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna put Harley Quinn in a abusive relationship? You're praising abusers. No, they don't want to deal with that, people. They don't want to deal with that, because if they do, like I said, that terrible impression, that's what's gonna happen. So that's why they're not going to do it. So I say drop the Harley Quinn and the Joker movie. Drop the Joker origin story. Do the Batman thing that would just be a standalone, fine. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. They have to start using other people in the DC universe. And start with that. Have a plan. Figure it out. And I'm hopeful they start doing, because I'm looking at what Marvel's doing right now and I'm getting a little worried. I'm getting worried because with Marvel right here, right now, I look at Marvel, I see a company that's just getting too fat and happy with itself. It's getting way too fat and happy with itself, putting out these things. And Spider-Man had a big drop the second weekend, and it didn't do so well. So I don't think they can course correct with this. Hopefully they can. But I wouldn't be surprised they're going to keep resting on their laurels until Infinity War or whatever, when Thanos shows up, which they built up terribly. They started out good, and then after Age of Ultron, he just doesn't exist anymore. Thanos didn't exist anymore. All I ask in these stories, if you're going to have these interconnected stories, start actually building up the main big bad. Start doing things instead of just, we're just not doing it. Like, we won't do anything. We'll just not, we'll do a little something, but then we're not going to do anything at all until he shows up. And we're like, surprise! That's a recipe for disaster. And I hope that's not the case, but it looks like it's going to be a very big disaster. And I'm not talking about what's happening in the Marvel Universe. I'm thinking, I'm going to say this right now. I don't want to be right. I want to be, you can put this dude's wrong. He's an idiot, whatever. But yeah, you know what? They got a lot. If they keep acting this cute, you're going to see the Infinity War not make its money back. And when that happens, this whole big experiment's gonna get a lot more single movie focus, if you know what I mean. DC starts to get that too. But hey, these are just stories and speculation. Just saying. Anyway, that's it for me, Duke CT. Thank you so much for listening to me here on the Duke CT Lounge. And you can find me here not only on TalkShoe.com, you can find me on iTunes, YouTube.com/DukeCT, also on BidMe, Minds.com. You can find me at everywhere, nowhere. So I will put this place in everywhere. FreakinAwesomeNetwork.com, Manic Expression, and everywhere else. So thank you once again for putting this up, and thank you so much for following me, listening to me, and being a part of the Duke CT Lounge. Thanks so much for listening. This is Duke CT here. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.